What is going on, everyone? Ryan Baggett here with Chat GPT Builder. Happy Sunday, fun day. If you are here at Sunday school with me to learn about some chatbots and some AI systems, you are at the right place. I'm going to get right into it, and hopefully, we'll have some people here that got the playbook I sent over via email today, the prompt playbook. Hopefully, that is valuable to you guys. I have seen some things, and I'm going to share those things with you. Let's share my screen here, and we'll share the entire screen here. Boom. All right. So, first of all, if you haven't noticed, we do have a new look on our website. Be sure to check out our blog, our latest one featuring Jamika, who is just an incredible AI expert. But I'm going to get over here to the platform, OpenAI's website, where you can learn things, play with the playground and such. They've made some updates that I think you'll think, if you're a nerd like me, anyways, are pretty interesting. Number one, they've got a new section here for GPT best practices. And this is where I sourced, along with my experience, the prompt playbook that I sent over via email today. And there's some very interesting new information, at least from what I understand. And I've read the documentation front and back multiple times, I feel like, at this point, but they've made some updates here. And so I would highly encourage you to check some of this stuff out for deeper clarification, although we make it super easy for Chat GPT Builder users to create awesome prompts. This is going to be able to really help you have a better understanding of how to make a powerful prompt. But guess what? Today, we're going to learn how to create our own AI employee. That AI employee can do anything you want it to do for the most part. It could even be a prompt machine. Okay, so that is what we're going to look at first. Also got a Google Sheet open. We'll probably use that. And if you have any questions, you let me know. If you've got something that's got you stuck, or if you're just wondering, is this possible? Be sure to let me know in the comments. Hopefully I can see them on my screen here. We see Posh Sims is following along, so shout out. Hopefully we'll get some questions here and I can get some answers for you guys if you've got some more complex things going on. For now, let's go ahead and log into our account. And I think what I'll do is let's go ahead and just create a new account so it's more of along the lines of probably what you're looking at on your dashboard. We'll call this one demo, YouTube demo bot, demo CD. How are y'all doing today? Shout out to all the new subscribers of Chat GPT Builder. We appreciate you. So I've got a brand new account here, a web chat account. And what I want to do is use our fancy schmancy, super simple, done for you integration with OpenAI. And I want to create some AI agents. I'll just show you really quickly. When you go to our integrations here and click on OpenAI, you see we've already got you connected, right? There's no need anymore to use your own API key. We've got that taken care of. We also include a basic prompt, so you could basically immediately start chatting with your chatbot as if it was ChatGPT itself in a chat window for web chat or any social network that you wanted to connect with. So in literally 30 seconds, you could create an account and connect to Facebook or Instagram and immediately allow yourself or your users or your customers to chat back and forth with your DMs in your inbox, just like they would be with ChatGPT. Some people are making subscription services of their own, which is a very cool, smart thing to do. Anyways, let's go back over here. So before we had OpenAI, the traditional chatbot was rule-based. So when this happens, make that happen is the idea. But what we are at Chat GPT Builder, we're a hybrid between the AI generative AI out there and the rule-based. Let's make this called content generator. We'll say content gen. So my goal here is going to be to create a chatbot that, with me answering as a user, maybe 1 or 2, 3 questions, I'm going to have the perfect social media captions, blog, or article, or even graphic based on my request and my brand. And this should speed up the process that you would normally go to if you're a regular Chat GPT user or Jasper user. Instead of logging in and doing all that stuff, you get to answer 1, 2, 3 questions and you're done. Make your own workflow. So what we'll do is first click on this block in the flow builder, click add content. And what I want to do is I want to say get user data. And we're going to say, hello, I am a content generator chatbot. What content do you need me to create? Hello, I'm a content generator chatbot. What content do you need me to create? We're going to choose edit, and we're going to choose multiple choice. And this is what we're going to basically prompt chain together. And we're doing this for the user or for ourselves to save time. Or in the case that you don't know how to build a great prompt, or whoever's using your system doesn't know how to make a great prompt, this is a method that you can use to create a great prompt. So let's do that. Let's say multiple choice. First thing, let's say chat bot prompt. All right. That's one choice that we could have our content generator chatbot make. Another could be social media captions. Another could be a blog. Another could be a marketing plan. What's up, Keith? Keith's in the chat. If it's not a huge flow, can you show us how to quickly set up some e-commerce items? Heck yes. We've got the best e-commerce system on the planet. You can sell anything immediately on any social channel or any landing page you create in the flow builder. I'll definitely do that. It's a great one. So yeah, chatbot prompt, social media captions, blog, marketing plan. I think that's good for now. All right, and we're going to have to save whatever the user's choosing into a custom field so that we can use that custom field with their response in our prompt. If we're going to use this with a prompt, in this case, we are. So the first thing is, let's call this kind of content. We're going to save their answer in a custom field called kind of content. All right, so then let's look at it this way. Here's our multiple choice answers that we've just given available. Let's make the next step. The next step is going to be another get user data. And we'll say, awesome. We will, I'll say, I will help you write a great, use what they just selected. We just chose kind of content. Awesome. I will help you write a great, and we're using the custom field we just made, kind of content. So it'll say, I'll help you write a great chatbot prompt, social media caption, blog, marketing plan. So we need to get some more information to make it amazing, I think. So let's do that here in this same block. Awesome. I'll help you write a great chatbot prompt, for example. In this same block, I'm going to go ahead and ask my next question so that it just is a speedy process. I'm going to say, please provide some details that you'd like me to include. For example, what tone would you like me to use? And what is the topic? Okay, so please provide some details that you'd like me to include. For example, what tone would you like me to use? And what is, let's say, the actual topic, okay, of the chatbot prompt or caption or blog or marketing plan. All right, and so I think that should be good. Should we ask any other question? I don't know. Let's ask any other questions. What do you want? Let's make it 2 questions. I think that's good. It's always a good idea to rename your blocks to call them back later, and we'll call this content requests. Cool. So basically, we're going to learn which one of these that they want, and then we're going to ask them to tell us what is it that you want us to do specifically. Let's drag a new line over to continue. We've got a new block ready to rock. And let's choose actions. And we're going to go straight into OpenAI. Let's click OpenAI. And if you're a heavy user, you probably already noticed this, but we've added some new options here. We're going to be able to generate text. We're going to be able to convert text to audio. And we're going to be able to take delete your conversation history. So that's a big deal. If you're listening into or recording the phone calls from your chatbot, it might be a great idea to record those calls and then translate them back to text and alert an admin, hey, something just happened that we were looking for. Business information, input text for your prompt, right? If you, again, looked at the guide I sent over via email, you have a probably pretty good idea of how this is working. But this is our system field, and this is where our user and our assistant response examples can go. Truthfully, there's no right or wrong way to actually do this. So we're going to say you are a content generator expert, and you can write award-winning copy for almost any, so let's just say it for any request. Okay, cool. So let's say, what is our prompt here? We're going to say write, and we've got what we want to write about, the kind of content. Write the kind of content, and what was this? We were going to say here, write the kind of content. So let me check something first. Let's go ahead and make the custom field. We're going to save this bad boy in. We'll just call this output. That'll be really easy to go back to. I want to just check what I'm doing here. We've got our first custom field, which was kind of content, save. Here, we've got our next deal, and this is where I made the going too fast. We need to create the next custom field for this question, the get user data question. It's going to be a text reply type we're looking for, and we're going to add the name here. It's going to be content request details. All right, perfect. So they're going to give us the details, and it's going to say content. It's going to save in the content request details area. So now we can bring our line over here. So we know the kind of content, and we know what the details are going to be. Now we have our two custom fields, and we're chaining our custom fields together as well. So in our OpenAI action, now we can actually do what we wanted to do here. We're going to write about the kind of content that was requested. So it would be something like write a chatbot prompt based on these details, which are, and then we'll go in here and we'll see the details. Boom. Write a chatbot prompt, social media caption, a blog, marketing plan based on these details. And we can say, ensure the content is high quality. If I can spell it. Quality and no is a reasonable length. What we want. Reasonable length here. I think that should be straight. All right, so you're a content generator expert. You can write award-winning copy for any request. Here we've got write. We're going to say a, because we're going to say write a chatbot prompt, a social media caption, a blog, a marketing plan, or that's our only options we've provided based on these details. We'll say based on the details, which are whatever they say in that next question. Ensure that the content is high quality and is a reasonable length. Ask if the user is satisfied with the result. Cool. So let's make the temperature. Usually I say don't really go above 2. I saw OpenAI making some changes here too. Let's bump this up to about 4. And in the case they ask for a marketing plan, we're going to need more than 200 tokens potentially. So I'm going to go ahead and bump that up to 650. So it's not going to be more than that, I wouldn't think. But let's check that out. Let's hit continue. And the last step here is to add a text box, because we've saved this OpenAI generated text into a new custom field, but we need to display that custom field to the user. And so all we need to do is use the custom field that we just made, which is called output. Okay, so I'm going to even name this generate output. Generate output. All right, word. So let's go over this real quick and then we'll test it. Hello, I'm content generator chatbot. What do you want me to do? Write a chatbot prompt, social media caption, blog, or marketing plan. Let's just kill this skip button too, because we're not going to allow them to skip. So to do that, boom, just hit delete, save. All right, so they're going to tell us what they want. Awesome, I'll help you write a great social media caption. Please provide some details that you would like me to include. For example, what tone would you like me to use and what's the actual topic? All right, so we've collected the information and then we've got our prompt here, which is using 2 custom fields, right? So this is going to be unique to every user. Now we can test that bad boy out. To do that, there's many ways to go ahead and preview. It just depends on kind of where your mouse is at the time. I just hit publish. So I could go here and say, get the publish link. We've got web chat here, copy, boom. I could also just hit the preview button, hit continue, and it's just going to open up into the web chat. So this is how it will most likely look to your user on their phone. That's where most people are using this. And so I'm going to make it look like that. So hello, I'm content generator chatbot. What content do you need me to create? Let's do a social media caption. Awesome. I'll help you write a great social media caption. Provide some details on what you'd like to include. For example, what's the tone and what's the topic? So let's try it. Create a caption about a live video demo of Chat GPT Builder, the best chatbot building app in the world. That's the facts. Bam. Create a caption about a live video demo of Chat GPT Builder, the best chatbot building app in the world. I hope YouTube picks up on all that good SEO right there. Get ready to witness the power of Chat GPT Builder, the world's best chatbot building app. That's SEO, baby. Join us for a live video demo and experience the ease and efficiency of creating your very own chatbot. Say goodbye to those complex coding days and hello to seamless automation. Are you ready? I'm sold already. I'm sold on my own advertising. That's how I know it's going to be good. Let us know in the comments section. I think I forgot that part even. So it's so good. Let's do another test. So I can just hit refresh and we'll get that same question. What do y'all want me to do this time? I see another question on my chat, so I'll have to get to that next. Let's do a blog. Let's make the blog about why every business needs a chatbot on their website, in the tone of Elon Musk. Yeah, cool. Why every business needs a chatbot on their website in the tone of Elon Musk. Let's see how good it's going to be. So this is going to, now keep in mind, this is something to note. OpenAI is doing some incredible things here along with our software. And we sometimes, as humans just take things for granted, I would say. Have you ever taken anything for granted before? And so sometimes the responses take a little while. This is going to be the case when there's just a lot of text involved. But to me, like, it's worth waiting an extra second, 2 seconds to get something like this. And so let's just say here, as a business owner, you need to be constantly looking for ways to improve your customer experience. And one way to do that is by adding a chatbot to your website. Now I know what you're saying. You're thinking, Elon, why do I need a chatbot? Can't I just have a contact form? I was just having this conversation today. Well, let me tell you why every business needs a chatbot. And so then it's just going to go in. This is nuts, right? We just created with a flow. And so a rule-based chatbot is now able to use OpenAI and other large language models, as a matter of fact, and natural learning, obviously, with our gangster Google Dialog flow integration. We can make the best chatbots, best AI systems in the world super fast. What else do we want to do here? Let's go back and make another idea here. Let's do an image now. How about that? And then I'm going to answer any questions we've got. So let's go back in and say, what kind of content do we want to create? And let's say image. Let's say image. All right, so save. Give me some examples. What we're going to do here, I think, is we'll take the example, and what we'll do, we're going to delete this line, and we're going to teach y'all a little something here. We are going to, before we get to this next step, we're going to need to understand, is it an image or is it text? Because the flows are going to work differently, obviously. So that's easy to do. We're just going to choose condition here and move that bad boy right there. So we'll continue on to the condition. We'll click into the condition, and we're going to define what we want to check. And so the kind of content, right, is the kind of content an image. Easy as that. That's what we're looking for here. If it's an image, we're going to go one way, and if it's text, we're going to go another. So we'll say if it's not an image, go here, and if the kind of content is an image, we'll go here. And so the difference is going to be in the prompt itself. You are, let's say, you're an artist. You are an artist and award-winning photographer. Right? So we're going to say generate an image of the kind of content. We don't need that. It'll just be the content details. All right, generate an image based on the content details. And so I don't get caught slipping myself, I'm concentrating. Copy, and so we've got to change this up here to generate an image. So the kind of content based on, let's go boom. Generate an image based on these details. I think that's all we need to do. You can change your size here. We're just going to leave it in the middle. Save the custom response. We'll save it in output still. All right. And then the other difference is we're going to have to use an image block. Don't be scared. It's easy. Image here. Click. Insert the link. Where's the link? Ryan. Boom. There's the link. The custom field's the link. So now what we can do is the same process, same flow. We don't have to leave this flow and connect a bunch of things. Instead, we can just use the same. Base it off of a condition, and then boom, we'll have our image. So let's try it. Let's hit preview, web chat. And we'll choose an image this time. And it's just about time to go feed the dogs, Savannah and Rambo, my German Shepherds. So I'm thinking about them right now. Let's, what kind of image do we want? I will help you write an image. So that's one thing I messed up on. The language here is very important. I will help you write an image. I should have just said create. That would solve that. Let's just say an all black GSD dog looking happy. Because that's what Rambo does. He just looks happy all day, baby. So we should get an image here. Are we gonna get it? Bam, son. That's magic, y'all. That's a dog that does not exist. Do y'all see that? We just generated this dog with a prompt. Technology has just blown me away over and over and over again. There's so many use cases. One of my favorite use cases here eventually is going to be submit a picture of your house, and we'll give you options on, what it's going to look like exactly with the coat of paint you want your shutters to be, or we'll change the shingles on your roof to be the options that we sell. Just give us the picture of your house. Boom, automatically we'll generate what the options are going to look like. So cool. Or, submit a picture of yourself and boom, get back a generated picture of you wearing that outfit you want to buy. Maybe. I know that's what my wife would love. Let's see if we got any questions here. So, yes, we're going to do the e-commerce next, Keith. And we've got another comment here that says, if my customer wants to find items that are available in small and large, but in stock, how to perform this type of task. So yeah, I'll show you to do that right now. I'll welcome any questions before we jump off of here. So let's go ahead and make a product. What do we want to sell? Let's go to our e-commerce section here, and we're going to add a product. What do we want to sell here, guys? You know what we should do? I have a great idea. What we are going to do is use our own tool. So let's come here, and we're going to generate a graphic. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to make another image, and we'll say drawing of a GSD dog for a t-shirt. Say that, a drawing of a dog on a t-shirt. Let's say a t-shirt with a drawing of a GSD dog on it for sale. And yeah, we'll just say that. So that's where your words really matter. Flipping that around changes everything. Hopefully we get a t-shirt with a dog on it instead of a boom. Look at, man, I tell you what. So this is our product right here. Here's our product right here. And we've got, to your point and to your question, I'm going to make it even more fun. Not only will I have different sizes, I'm going to offer different colors. So this is, sometimes things just work out. So GSD t-shirt. All right. AI generated doggy t-shirts. All right. And the price, if it's AI generated, that costs extra. So we're gonna make it a little $39 starting out with. How about that? Oh yeah. It took some serious talent to create that AI doggy, as you guys just saw. So you got to charge for that. You know what I'm saying? So here's our image of our t-shirt, and we're going to have an inventory. We do want to track inventory, so turn that on. Quantity, we only got 25 of these, so y'all better come correct. Variants, we're going to add some variants here. So first we'll say size. Let's do small, medium, large, XL, and then XXXL. We're skipping double X, but we are gonna have to charge more for that one. So let's go ahead and make that $49. Just tax them a little bit for getting that huge of a shirt. We only got 5 of those. Just making this up. So let's add another option here. We've got sizes. Now let's do colors. We'll just say light, dark. So now you see how this works? Beautiful, my friend. It's beautiful. So we got more options here. You could add on, make another product, and you could have an add-on, so you could have the shirt and the dog hat if you wanted to. You could add tags in here if you wanted to, on sale, retail, t-shirts. You could have this working to where you're able to see all that stuff. And let's use this. This is one of my favorite features. Allow the user to request a special item. So we've got two ways I'm going to show you how to use this. So the first way, we can just grab the link, and you could like put this in an email or something. You could just paste it, and your user would tap a button, tap any link, and then boom, there's your product. We can hit add to cart, and then here is where you would choose your size, for example, just like that. And then boom, now we have it. But this is one of the most underrated, not talked about, not shown really features ever in regards to the platform, because we've got a very, very cool thing going on here with our e-commerce. We can actually have our whole shop act as its own web shop by itself independently. So let's make a flow and show you how that works. We'll add a flow and we'll just call it shop. And so we could do something like this. We'll say, here's some text. We'll say, tap below to shop now. Okay. And so what we're going to do, we'll give it a label, shop now, and then open website. And we're going to use a special custom field. It's going to be called shop link. It's built in. Remember, this is a brand new account, nothing fancy, nothing special. This is just built in for you out of the jump. Shop link. You basically, when you have an account with us, you have an application already built in that'll work anywhere to immediately start selling things that you have in the e-commerce system. So tap below to shop now. Shut up, Ryan, and show them how to do it. Let's do it. So here we go. Here's our little message. And I can click shop now, and boom, here's my shirt. It looks so good on a phone too. And we've got something else that's really cool. You can customize this in a nice way. Let's see if I can show you how that works in real time on the same screen like a boss would. So cool. Here is the, y'all can laugh, it's okay. Here's the shop. I'm gonna hit back, and I'm gonna go into the e-commerce settings. Okay, cool. And we need to go and change some things here. We're going to change our web shop from list with an image to without an image. Hit save. Come over here. Boom. Image is gone, son. Then we come back and say, okay, well, I want a card. Save. Everything is fast. PHP land. Boom. There she is. There's our card. What if we want the square? Because that'll look better in this case because of the way our image is formatted. No problem, man. Bam. And I'll show you the other cool one here. It's just going to be image square. Save, and boom. So you've got a little overlay there. See how that's got a little animation for you? Smile a little bit, it's all good. Have some fun. Here's our size. Let's go ahead and get the triple XL because we're balling. We'll get the light color shirt. $78 for two of them, man. That's no joke. That's some good margins. So we can check out easily. Check out. They can deliver it or pick it up, or you can hide either of these options if you'd like. Let's do that actually. Let's say none. Save. We can refresh this. Now it's gone. We can add a tip on there. A little 20% tip. $93 for two shirts. Pay. Thanks for your order. And I can go here to my e-commerce orders area and find the order. There it is. There's our order. Now, that would never happen in this way because we've not collected any information, and obviously we checked out using the cache method. As you can see, it says here. But it shows our two shirts. We can hit accept, continue, and then in one more click, conclude. And now we've just made the money, and we would have sent over an immediate receipt off rip automatically if, as a user here, we were a real user. If you're paying with a credit card, obviously, And that's how the way most people are purchasing things online. Even if you didn't ask up front for the name, the credit card capture would actually capture their first and last name and email. If that's what you wanted to have happen. What other questions do we have? I think maybe all the questions we've got in real time that I can see, at least on old YouTube here. Well, what's up, Ian Clayton? What's up, Ryan? I sent an email to support address a few days with a half a dozen questions. Any chance someone can check your inbox to get back with me by email? Thanks. You know what? So this will be a case where we need to make sure on our side that we've actually provided the correct email and told ChatGPT to ensure to only use the listed emails. I have a feeling that unless your email went to spam, which is possible, not probable, but possible, I would assume you were sending an email address to something that didn't exist. For example, that could be a thing. My email address is ryan@chatgptbuilder.io, though. If you're in our inbox, which I won't pull up on the screen right now so people can't see that, we will have a record, which is something awesome. The inbox here itself, guys, is very, very, very powerful. That doesn't get enough love sometimes. So here we can see, let's just delete this purchase deal here because that'll just confuse you guys. In this case, you can see the whole conversation history that I've been having with this bot over here. Here, right? So I can use any channel that I've conversed with someone or have their information of. So if I had the phone number here because I collected it through a sale or through just asking the question, we would be able to immediately send them a text message, for example. If I had their email and I had one flow with an email ready to rock, I could just send them the flow, which would send them the email, which is another thing I'll show you really quickly. I think I answered that other fella's question. If the customer wants to find items that are available in small, yeah, I did answer that one. All right, so yeah, let's show you how to make an email. You will have to connect your email. I recommend Amazon Web AWS for email sending. You can use your own email domain, obviously. So Ryan@ChatGPT Builder. Like if you're on my email list and you got the prompt Playbook today, that's what I'm using is Amazon SMT with my Gmail workspace email. So here you can see all our options that are most used in the flow builder. But sometimes, like I showed you earlier, you might need a condition, or sometimes you might just want an email. So no problem. We can just move the starting indicator right here where the email is. And so you could pre-populate an email, right? And this is how you can make a drip campaign very, very fast. You would never have to type your email address here. Once you've connected in the settings section your email, it will just work. You would never need to move anything from the to section either. It's going to just go to whoever it's assigned to go to. So if it's a part of a flow, the correct user just gets the correct email. And if you're sending out a bulk email broadcast, you're going to define within the conditions in that interface who gets the email. So you don't ever have to change this. This could be email 1 pre-header, open me for a discount. 10% off. All right, you could have an image in here. Here's a cool way, by the way. I'll just do a sale. Here's a cool way to add an image. So I can click on this guy from Google, right click, copy the image address. Come back over here, insert that link. And boom. Let's say tap below to get discount. Right, and then here's my button. Click the button, claim now. Open the website, maybe my website. Okay, here's an awesome magic trick, and this is the last thing I'll probably show. Ian said, thanks, send to that service, looks really awesome. Ian, let me tell you something, man. This service is awesome. And I say that because I'm a lot of the times the one providing the service if our chatbot can't. Our chatbot is absolutely phenomenal. It's way smarter than I'll ever be, obviously, and the answers are just so eloquent. But I put my whole name and brand behind this business and this brand, and by doing that and being out on the camera here, I've got to live up to some pretty high expectations, and I don't think you're going to find the much larger software companies are going to be willing to do some of the things our small team and myself are willing to do to ensure that you guys are absolutely successful. Because that's if this business is cool, guys, because if you can't succeed, if you're not successful with the tool, then obviously I can't be successful. So it's really truly a win-win. All right, so here's our email example here of what could be used as a drip campaign, right? What's really, really cool, and I have this turned on, I would recommend it. If someone clicks the button, I want to know about it. Maybe they clicked to purchase my thing, my e-commerce thing, but they didn't. And I want to know, okay, well, who, first of all, opened my email and who clicked it and then who purchased? I know who purchased because I get the email. But if they didn't purchase and they clicked, I want to know. So how do we figure that out? We can have an action associated with the button. The tag here could be clicked to buy. But we're not done because this is a ChatGPT Builder, baby. We want to do another action. Notify admins. I'm the only admin of this account because it's brand new. So notify Ryan that the full name of the user just clicked an important a claim now button. And then what I like to do, again, I'm kind of OCD about this stuff at this point. I'm very particular how I like things. I like to get a text message. I like to be able to see the person's name, what they did, and if I want to talk to them, click the inbox, and that takes me directly to that conversation within the inbox, and I can immediately speak to this person or email them or call them, whatever I need to do immediately, which is a super handy thing. And this is the only way I'm able to handle with our small team all the inquiries we get, and we get a lot. At least I would say we get a lot. Anyway, so here's email number 1. Okay, I'm showing you this for a reason. You got email number 1. Let's make a duplicate. Email number 2. Let's rename it. And email number 3. Right, and obviously these emails are going to say different things. Please don't send the same email, guys. I'm doing this to just show you a concept. Just bear with me. So we've got 3 emails made. Well, now what we can do is we can create a drip campaign. In our tools section here, we've got lots of different very powerful and valuable tools. And the more channels you've connected with, the more options you've got available. So some people have said, Ryan, what did you do to my account, man? I don't have the Facebook auto comments. And then I just say, well, have you connected to Facebook yet? That's the answer. Just connect and you'll see it. If you don't see it, it means you've not connected. In this case, we're going to go to drip campaigns. We're going to make a new drip campaign called example welcome drip, or DRIO, whatever I just said. You can't mess this screen up, but it does intimidate people. There's only one button you can click. So you're going to choose message, and you're going to choose the first email. And the idea is something's going to happen that sets off this drip campaign, and that's going to be a moment in time. That moment in time is going to be dependent on what happens next. So, for example, someone gets tagged hot lead because they clicked a button. Maybe we want in immediately, or maybe we want in minutes, maybe 5 minutes after they've been tagged. We want that first email to be sent. We've already got another email ready to go, though, right? We've got one there, and we've got one here. All 3 of these emails that we just made. This is the first one that you guys saw me make. And these are the duplicates that you would want to progressively through that customer journey that you're foreseeing your customers have. You'd want to cater that content to hopefully get them to push forward and be purchasers. This is something that I should also do more of, but I am very of conscientious, I guess you'd say, of not ever wanting to come across spam yet. So far, I've only had one person that I know of unsubscribe from my list. And while I know this is going to just inevitably happen all the time, it hurt my feelings, man. I don't want people to unsubscribe, but I also don't want people on the list that don't want the information because it's not relevant to them. I'll save myself on those unwanted sins, at the end of the day. But anyways, this would be how you would create your drip. So one is sent 5 minutes after a tag, for example. Then we're going to send the next one 3 days later. And we'll send the next one 14 days later, for example. Save. We can rename this guy since I misspelled it. Still almost misspelled it. All right, so example of the welcome drip. Now, how do you use this thing, Ryan? Well, there's a couple different ways. Let's say we want to do this across the board in many, many different places versus just one funnel. We can head over to tools and we can go to triggers and actions. And here we can click add and we'll say sub to drip, meaning subscribe to the drip campaign. Continue. And so when this happens, we want this to happen as many times as it happens or only once. Because this is a welcome drip example, I'm going to tell you the right thing to do here is once per contact. You don't want a welcome message being sent more than once. So you'll hit triggers, and here are your different options that we've got built in for you. A very common one is new order or cart abandoned. So if you've got someone's information, you've connected with someone and they're shopping through your Instagram DMs or they're shopping through your Messenger or anywhere really, and they abandoned the cart, maybe that's when you want to subscribe into that drip campaign. What I would say an easy one is a new contact. That's a great one. Or tag applied. The tag was they clicked to buy, for example, is what we are going to use. Then we'll say subscribe to our drip. So whenever someone clicks on the buy button one time per contact, we're going to then subscribe them to this example welcome drip campaign. Or it could just be a new contact. New contact, subscribe to the drip campaign. You've got many options here. So you'd hit save and make sure you have it turned on. And that's how you make an email drip campaign, 3 emails based on an action. In this case, it was a tag. I think that's all the questions we've got for today. There's one other deal. Let's make sure I got my man Keith here. Let's see where to go. I think he might just ask me this one in on my personal messenger, which if any of you guys are on Facebook, that's where I am mostly because I feel like I can see more. All right, so check this out. I mentioned it earlier, and this will be the last thing I talk about today, is we're using a hybrid model of chatbots here because we are using the traditional rule-based. I know I'm Southern. Someone told me I sounded like what's that guy? I forget his name. The crazy dude on YouTube or on all these reels now. I forget the guy's name, but it wasn't a nice compliment. I didn't like that very much. But anyways, it was funny. Automated replies are going to be rule-based, traditional chatbot style actions and conversational design. With OpenAI, we're talking about generative AI. They're both AI. They're just different. We use them both, which if you do that, you are automatically going to have way more powerful chatbots. And when you incorporate Google's side of things with Dialogflow, now you've got natural language. So machine learning processing. It's crazy what we can do these days, very fast. But in this case, we're going to take the old school idea of when someone says something important, like if you're at a restaurant, reservations, or let's see, book a table, availability. All right. What else would they say? Party of 2, right? Basically, anything that we know for sure, if the person says this, we need to do this specific thing. We don't even want to leave it up to the generative AI to potentially mess up. We need to do X, Y, Z. This is your solution. So when someone, if you're a restaurant, says the word reservations, or they say consecutively, book a table or availability or party of two, we're going to just say party of, right? You don't even need the number. They say any of these things, then you can choose the exact next step. You could say, sorry, we don't accept reservations. First come, first serve. If that's what you wanted to say, cool. You could totally say that and it'll just work. Or you could send a flow. So if you already have a flow built for this special purpose, which could be including in the flow builder, your OpenAI generative text, you could totally make that work, and it's going to do better for you than maybe just relying on that default reply every time, because your default reply that you usually just set up right in the settings integration section, that can be huge. That might be, you might take 3,000 tokens making an awesome prompt there. Again, if you got the email from earlier today, the prompt playbook, then you saw two real life examples, one of Jim and Nick's and the other of RB's barbershop, and the other was a oil change place, a Jiffy Lube. Those are like full page documents, each, maybe not a full one pager, but you get the idea. Like they feel pretty long. To avoid running through those over and over, especially if you're like us and you're running GPT-4 eventually, and you are using, 6,000-7,000 tokens to have essentially an internal knowledge base in one doc area, you're going to want to be careful, because it could get expensive. GPT-4 is way more expensive than 3.5, but also you're going to get faster and more on point answers when the system's doing less searching. So if you've got a smaller prompt, call it, for a specific purpose that you can point the person to based on a word, if you have a reservations flow, right, that is only a generative text about reservations, and you can include whatever their last text was, it could be very, very powerful, versus having to default to that massive flow, piece of information you've got in your prompt. That's the system's checking everything to like find the right match to give the right response. Hopefully that makes sense. So we've got different options here, but that's just be how you do it. So let's test that. Reservations. So I'm going to say book a table in a chat. Hit save. Let's open up another. So you can turn things on and off here. Let's go to our settings and go back into web chat. Okay, manage, and get the link here. So now we can just pop that open and say, I need to make some reservations. Bam. And do you see how much faster that was? So like that's one thing to also keep in mind. We can say, do you allow people to reserve ahead of time? Very tough way to say reservations. And the reason we're showing you this is because they mean the same thing. We're getting two different responses. This is a generative response. In the case we got something we don't like, there's an AI language. Oh, that's the worst, right? There's an AI language I don't have the capability or allow or disallow people to reserve. Depends. And we didn't have anything in our default prompt, by the way. We just let it ride. In this case, they mean the same thing. Had we connected to, and this is a big difference, had we connected to Dialogflow would understand this word reservations means this is an intent. And basically, no matter how the user said it, and no matter what language, which is also something to think about, the intent would be understood. Therefore, the right flow or the right text would be sent, versus this. Again, like the response, I mean, it's very powerful. This is where this is where things can get complex. This is the difference between a bot that you're going to sell someone for $1,000 versus say $9,000, $10,000, $11,000 if it's an enterprise one and done solution. Most of these things are going to require expert ongoing maintenance. So, I mean, the option for the agencies out there that want to use the tool, like we want you to use the tool to generate revenue from current clients, website clients, and future clients, you've got many options and ways to generate revenue. Some people are stuck on our price, but we're not priced for you to be a, I guess you'd call it, competing chatbot platform product. We don't price ourselves that way. But if you're using this as a tool to create something like you would with any other software, that's when it becomes extremely value driven, value oriented, because you're able to charge a massive amount of money for something that's smart as this system offers. And the upsells are potentially endless. And I've seen some, I've seen people have some $25,000 to $75,000 projects in my day here, which has been really cool. So I think that's probably it for today. I think that was a pretty heavy, fun episode. I will show you one last trick just because I am that dude. But I'll try to give you all the tricks. How did I make that awesome prompt guide? Well, of course I used AI. What kind of AI guy would I be if I didn't? I made a bunch of these. And so this is so cool because you can actually very, very quickly build a presentation just like this. This is the one I sent out earlier. And it's doing this all with, anything from a little bit of text all the way to dropping mad text down. Let me show you how it's done. Let's go to new here. And new. Create this one guided. So this is your bonus round for all you live watchers. Y'all get the good stuff here. Let's do a presentation. What do you want the presentation to be about? Let's make it about why every business needs a chatbot built with Chat GPT Builder in 2023 and going forward. Cool. Why every business needs a chatbot built with Chat GPT Builder in 2023 and going forward. Continue. It gave us some like an outline here of what it's going to do. We've got different themes over here to create the look and feel that we want, which I think is nice. I'm taking notes on all this UI goodness here. I love some of this stuff. You may see some of this incorporated on my side soon, because if you've looked at the platform, maybe you've noticed by now, when I see things that I know will benefit us, I try to incorporate it really fast, and not maybe the way exactly I see it, but just much better. I think we're really good at that. I think this looks cool. Let's use this one. Continue. So now it's just going to put it together for us, just like that. Now I had to really go in here, especially in the beginning, and steer it. But this is just incredible. Like the way technology is moving so fast now. Y'all are at the right place. If you're watching this, is all I can say. The folks that are just snoozing on Saturday and Sunday and during the week not doing the extra things to learn about this stuff, they are just don't know how far behind they are really becoming. But it's happening in real time, folks. I mean, every week I'm seeing the actual in real time people that are being replaced by AI. I see it. It's crazy to see and be a part of, and hopefully the things that I'm a part of, we're replacing bad or positions that are obsolete at this point with better positions. A big wow, right? See, there we go. Professionals and politicians need personalized chatbots. So I'll tell you, anyone that has connections with your government, your local government, from your towns to your cities to your countries, one of the most powerful things that you could do, and to be an immediate AI expert with some PR notoriety maybe, is to introduce something simple like this into your local governments, your police stations. Imagine your local police station being able to take tips through chatbots. I mean, they're messaging these channels anyway. You might as well have protocols in place. I think in many scenarios, you still have to have a website contact form, but that's becoming less and less true. I just paid my utility bill, my electric bill, using a chatbot, or not my tax bill, not my electricity bill. Our our home's tax bill for the year. I remember a couple weeks ago, I feel like I was just paying through this with a chatbot, and it was super fast and super easy. And if you can think it, you can build it on this flow builder here these days. But yeah, this is generated in 10 seconds. Really cool stuff. Guys, thank y'all for watching. A huge thank you to all of the subscribers out there to Chat GPT Builder. Really appreciate you guys. It's been fun to connect. You know, we've gotten accounts now from Florida to Fiji, which is so cool to me. Feels like a dream, but it's been really awesome to see the things people are making. It seems like most of you are doing the cool thing, making your bots with one click, basically copy and paste, or writing your prompts right in the OpenAI integration section, calling it a day. And now every one of your customers are going to leave your conversational entry points, Instagram, Facebook, web, happier because they were acknowledged, that are given the answers that they were looking for quickly. To this day, I'm just so pleasantly surprised with how good this technology is. You know, they say when technology works, it's great, and that's the truth. And there's nothing broken here. And I'm hoping you guys are all taking advantage, the paid subscribers especially, taking advantage of us providing OpenAI to you for free. 3.5 for free. We'd go broke in a day if we gave you 4, but 3.5 I think so, just an incredible value to what we offer. But anyways, if you've got any questions, always thanks so much. Thanks. Oh, there's Patrick in there. I've seen you bumping around quite a bit, my friend, in Sacred Grove. I really appreciate those kind words. You guys are awesome. YouTube's been pretty good lately of getting this program out there, which I was really banking on and hoping for. But anyways, thank you guys so much. Be sure to email me if you need anything. Hit the chat. The chat is, again, really incredible. Much better support, much more eloquent than I am, unfortunately. But I do sometimes know a little bit more about our program, at least, than our bot, but not in many cases. Anyways, thank you guys so much. Be sure to let me know if you've got any future videos you want to see. I really do try to accommodate all of those requests. And thank y'all for what you do for us. And we'll see you next time. Peace.